Hi Elflanes, it's Nico. I'm actually holding my camera, so I'm sorry if it's a little wobbly. I don't have a really good place to set it down right this second. And this is going to be my journal entry number 2 for my anxiety journal. And it is a bit hard to talk about anxiety, but that's why I'm doing it, because it's hard to talk about it, at least with me personally. I don't have a problem when people ask me one-on-one or in person, but just doing this is very difficult because I grew up knowing what I know now, that my paternal grandmother, who I loved very much, had Alzheimer's and dementia, and she probably had anxiety also. But her mental health was not talked about. And it's very sad, but that is the way the world was, and my mother still doesn't think that it's something that should be talked about, that it's all in my head, and I just need to get over it. She's a lot better than she used to be. Don't get me wrong, she's a lot better than she used to be. Instead of telling me to get over it, she actually checks up on me and sees how the medicine's working, and that is slightly better lighting, but it's very nice. She's trying to be supportive in the way that she knows, even though it might not be something that she completely agrees with. And I honestly think my mother might have some mental disabilities, whether it be anxiety or some type of manic depression. I'm not sure. She won't see a doctor. She's refused to for years, but that is her choice. My choice is to talk now. So as you can see, I am not at home. Ooh. I am at my husband's job for the second day in a row, and tomorrow I will be up here for day 3. I go to my doctor every 3 months to get anxiety medicine evaluation. They check on me, they do a urine test to make sure I'm not doing any illegal drugs. They check to see how the medicine's working, if we have to adjust the dosage or not. We haven't had to, thankfully. I have a very good dosage. It is the first 2 medicines they have tried me on. It has worked very well. I'm very fortunate with that. But it's just a check-in to see how I'm doing, see how my body is processing it, see how it's affecting me. So we normally make an appointment for that. We did not make an appointment yesterday, which was Tuesday. We went up, and our doctor is also a walk-in clinic. They're open till pretty late in the afternoon. And since my husband works at night, if we show up later on just a walk-in basis, there's hardly anybody there. We are usually seen right away. We hardly wait for anything, and the staff is wonderful. My doctor is wonderful. It is nice. But we pulled up to the doctor's office yesterday without the appointment, and there were several people in the parking lot that did not work there. They were looking sorry, I'm trying to sell you guys somewhere. They were looking very unhappy, and Kevin went up to the door because there was a sign on the door. The doctor's office was closed because they had a water main break. That's fine. I was all out of my medicine, but I could go one day without the daily pill. I'm on 2 pills. I have one that I take every single day, and then another pill that I call an instance pill. It is a tiny dose of Xanax for when I can't, when the stress is too much for my daily medicine to use the chair to handle. And I don't take it very often, but I do use it, and I'm very grateful it's there. I have to say I'm very grateful for both medicines because I can actually leave the house, which is amazing. I can look at the car without breaking down and crying in hysterics. I can touch the car handle without violently shaking and throwing up, and I can sit in the car for car drives I have to know exactly where we're going, though, and how long it takes to get there. But I can sit in the car, which is something that I hadn't been able to do for a very long time before I was on these medicines. And it was terrible. I am grateful. Back to the story. So, the office was closed. Woke up this morning, took care of a phone call I had to do. My husband called the doctor's office to make sure they were open because we knew we weren't going to get an appointment today for later today. They said yes, they were open. We went in, and apparently everybody that missed yesterday came in today plus some. It was so packed. It was later in the evening. It was insanely busy, and my husband asked what the wait time was, and the poor receptionist said it could be anywhere from 45 minutes to 4.5 hours, and we could not, since my husband works at night and he's working today, we did not have that luxury just to sit and wait. And so we made an appointment for tomorrow. I have to be up here tomorrow, no problem. The reason I'm doing this journal is I am now day 2 without the daily anxiety medicine. I feel it wearing out of my system. I feel the uncontrollable panic slowly crawling out of whatever the hell bubble, that miracle bubble the medicine does to just suppress it. I feel it slowly crawling up like the monster it is. Tomorrow when I wake up will be harder. I only know what this is like, and I know if for some reason I was not on this medicine for 5 days, it would be completely out of my system. And I only know that because of a terrible circumstance. I was accidentally weaned off of this medicine. It was complete accident. One of my friends, my best girlfriend, her father had passed away, and the whole drama that was the 2 weeks of dealing with everything with him in hospice, and her losing her father, and she lost her mother the year before, which was it was terrible, and she's younger than me, so I mean it's just awful. But somehow my 2 pill bottles that sit in 2 different spots next to the bedstand got switched. One was accidentally put where the other one was, and since they're identical and the pills are both very similar in shape and color, I didn't notice. I just knew that the pill that I was taking tasted gross, which is weird because my daily pill doesn't normally have a taste. The Instance pill, the Xanaxy one, has a disgusting taste. It was so gross. It is so gross. And I felt during that week that my anxiety was just climbing. I attributed it to helping my friend and her father passing and dealing with that. And then we were going to the funeral, and he had served in our military. And they were having a military ceremony in one of the pavilions, and it was at the state cemetery, national cemetery, that's what it's called, the National Cemetery in Florida. What we do is the cars line up in a queue, and we follow some lead car, and it takes us to the ceremony point. And then after that, there's the choice to go to where either the ashes are kept, you guys know, or where the headstone would be. Well, we're in the queue, and we're not even, we still had time before we're going. So there's plenty of time to get out, walk, talk. There's a nice, beautiful bathroom set up. There are people that are comforting each other, going over memories. We got in the car, getting ready to wait our turn to go into the queue. And I felt like I was starting to crawl out of my skin. And I hadn't felt that in a long time. I literally felt like I was trying to crawl out of my own skin. And my husband was so worried. He is like, what is wrong? I don't like cemeteries. Anyway, they are not my vibe. I don't care for them, but I don't mind going to a service, especially for a family member or a friend, and showing my support. That has never been a problem, but I was literally starting to like sink into the seat, and then I'd shoot back up, and I was trying to keep calm, but I couldn't. And one of the things that happens when I start to have a very bad anxiety attack is I feel like I either need to pee or I need to poop or both. And my bladder and my intestines hate me, especially during an anxiety attack. It is terrible, terrible. Our queue started moving, and as we are going, we passed the closest ceremony spot, and I was just like, oh God. I didn't know, because I was panicking, how big the National Cemetery was, but it really wasn't a very long drive. But in the car, I literally started with both of my hands scratching on the window, trying to pull it down, trying not to break it, trying to stay calm. And Kevin was just like, we can leave, we can turn and go. And I was like, we cannot go. We cannot abandon our friend. We can't. This is her father. She doesn't have any more family members, like immediate family. She has her grandparents and aunts and stuff, but she's my best friend, and she's like a little sister to him. And I was just like, we can't go. Whatever happens, just keep driving, just keep following them. I will deal with it as soon as I get out of the car. And it was terrible. It was a living nightmare. We got done with the day, thankfully. Very few other instances happened. I had another smaller panic attack in the car on the way home, which was just so much fun. And Kevin and I were talking when we got home, and we said, we have to talk to the doctor. Something is wrong. I should not have a panic attack of that caliber, even with the Xanax in me, because I took a Xanax, and I'm only allowed to have 2 of those a day. I took 1, and you're supposed to wait a certain amount of hours. Well, I didn't wait that long because I couldn't stay calm that long. I took both of them within a 3-hour time period. It did nothing. It probably curbed the very worst of my anxiety, but it did nothing. So we're like, okay, let's talk to the doctor. Let us see. It's been 5 days. He noticed that I was panicking. I noticed that I've been having a hard time. We just attributed it to funeral stuff. Looking at her medicine, because that's just one of the things to do. Look at the pills, see what pill you're on, get ready to call the doctor and be like, this is what dosage she's in. We need to get an appointment ASAP. And Kevin picked up the pill, and both pill bottles, and he's like, I think there's a problem. And I was like, what do you mean there's a problem? And he told me that the pill bottle that has the instance pill, the Xanax, was in the spot where the daily pill bottle should be. And it's funny now. It is. It's amusing to me now. And we both kind of laughed at it when we realized. But I had detoxed off of my anxiety medicine in 5 days. It was out of my system. And the worst part was it takes a month to build back up. So that's fun. Which brings me back to tomorrow. Tonight is going to be day 2. I am not having anxiety medicine. I feel the difference already. I am pretty calm. I have clay. I have an entire little tote of clay tools. I actually went to Target today, got my husband a present, got myself a pillow because I knew I was going to be sleeping. Got a couple of drinks and some food. I still feel panicky. Just sitting here in a very safe place that I love to be. I feel very comfortable here. I still feel panicky. I'm going to go to the doctor tomorrow. Hopefully there will not be a day 3 of being out of this medicine in my system. But we have an appointment. We have an appointment made. Hopefully they will not be as busy as they were today, because it was so crazy and jam-packed today. And we will be getting my prescription filled tomorrow. But I'll be working now 3 days out of the house, which is very annoying. I am exhausted just from being out of the house for the past 2 days. Very mentally exhausted. And I'm even more, I'm not even going to say exhausted. I'm in a very safe place, but I feel like I'm teetering on the brink of a very bad place in my mind, because I don't only have anxiety, I also do have depression. I don't think it is a very serious case of depression, but it is there. And when it takes over, it is like being swallowed by a wave that I cannot find the surface of the water in. So, I don't know if I really have a moral to this, but it's an anxiety journal. If this helps anybody, I really hope so. If your medicine is not working and you actually have 2 different types of pills or more, please check to make sure you're taking the proper one. And if you are and it's still not working, you need to talk to your doctor ASAP and get that fixed. But I just needed to get this out, especially since I grew up with mental illness not being talked about. I am very lucky that my stepmother has anxiety. She knows what it's like, and she has pretty much schooled my father into accepting that it's an actual thing because he gets to see it firsthand. My dad never really saw it firsthand when it was becoming a very big issue with me because I was away in college. So, it's a thing. It's real. Feeling it growing, feeling the monster grow of panic inside of me is completely scary. I know I'm safe. I do have the other medicine if I absolutely need it. But yeah, it just sucks. It sucks for anybody out there that is going through any type of mental problem, mental sickness in a way, because it is a sickness and it is a disorder, and it just sucks. But I love you guys, and I hope you have fun, and thank you for listening to me ramble about anxiety for almost 20 minutes, because that's exciting. But I still feel like it's important, even if I don't like have morals to this story or a good outcome or anything. I'm very fortunate to have a husband who is very supportive and very keyed in to me. He seems to pick up when I'm having a panic attack before I even realize what's happening with me. So I'm very grateful about that. All right, Elflings, I'll let you go. I love you. Take care and be safe. Bye. Mwah.